Welcome back to the battlefield. Today, the campaign to eliminate the Iceni will continue. Hopefully, we can take their last settlement and wipe them out in short order. However, we have a bit of a problem to the south with a Celtic tribe moving in on our southern border. And our army is quite badly damaged, so we might have to defend against this army. They are fairly elite. They have a bunch of medium axemen, a bunch of medium spears. This army would be very, very difficult to destroy with a healthy army. And we have a very heavily battered army to deal with them. So hopefully things go well there. If not, then we'll probably have to retreat and retake that ground. At least with one of these armies, especially because these armies are a little bit beat up after the siege. But anyway, we will have to see how that goes over the end turn. For now, let's work on getting some skills for the commander of the Hordes of Camulos. Right off the bat, I'm thinking just replenishment. Replenishment is almost always my first goal with the general skills, just because it enables you to get back in the fight faster. It's not a bad idea to pick up some mercenary spear band, but we'll just go with the levies for now instead. Our income is hurting pretty bad. Or it's not hurting pretty bad, but it certainly could be better. We're spending a lot of money on upkeep right now. And our public order is also suffering as a result of just instability and me trying to figure out how to build barbarian settlements. Anyway, I think that's all we can do because we're out of money, so let's hope for the best over this end turn. In a perfect world, these Celts would give us at least one more turn to recover. But I expect they will launch their assault. Oh, don't kill my general. I couldn't tell if that agent action was successful or not. I don't think it was, though. Come on, leave me alone. Give me one more turn. Because I'm confident I can send one army out to defeat the Iceni by itself. Alright, so they have given me a turn of recovery. They've decided to enter the ambush stance and try and bait out an attack. It sucks that we have pirates because it means they will just undoubtedly start raiding and reducing our income and public order further. Now I have an option here. I could try and retreat with one of these armies and get them back to our port settlement. Sorry, my mic is kind of blowing up in my face again. I need to figure out what's going on with that. I could try and retreat, but that would either leave this army isolated, or if I retreated and pulled this army out to reinforce them, it would leave the settlement isolated. So I think the better answer is I'm going to just rock up to the border here, and should I ambush or should I fortify? I don't really have a lot of rapid killing power in this army, so I think fortifying might be a better option. Over here, we are going to just get up to the border and we could patrol. It's not like the Iceni are going to attack. They only have this little scrap of an army they've started recruiting. So we could patrol to help out the public order a little bit. Yeah, let's... no, it's not worth the risk, I don't think, because I'm not 100% confident that these guys don't have an army on the border somewhere. You know what? Whatever. Let's try and help out the public order while we're here. I would love to stop taxing this province as well for a couple of turns just to help it stabilize. We did get a lot of replenishment in this army, which, thank goodness, that means I'm very confident we can defend that city now. And we'll just have to wait for another end turn and see what the AI does. Now up here, we have a lot of public order issues. So let's convert this over to a sewage ditch to try and help out with public order. And I really probably should dismantle this and turn it into a shrine. Yeah, let's start working on dismantling that. It means we won't be able to recruit any cavalry for a while, but we have cavalry recruitment buildings in the European mainland, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I won't be making enough money, I don't think, to build 2 buildings, but we are definitely going to need some public order here. We just can't afford anything yet. I'm not going to dismantle anything else because I need to have enough money to build next turn. Otherwise, that would just be a waste of my finances. Concealed army discovered. Oh, that's down in the south. I don't really care too much about that. It looks like my allies to the south are about to get wiped out. Because if I remember correctly, they are at war with the Vivici. Yes, they are. Alright. So the Celts are not being very friendly. The Celts and the Gauls and whoever else is in this area. But at least we bought ourselves a couple of turns over here. Now, I have half a mind to get out of the settlement, just to help with public order even more. But nah, we'll just go ahead and stay in the settlement for now. And I believe that's all, so let's go to the next turn again. We're one step closer to dealing with the Iceni, and that will leave only one more Britannic tribe. But we won't worry about dealing with the Irish for a long time. We have more pressing challenges to our south. Of course, if the Irish backstab us, then it's going to be really, really difficult to come back from that. They could take a lot of ground really fast. Interesting choice. Alright, so a couple of interesting things happened just there. I don't know if you noticed, but one, my allies have retreated to the north, abandoning their settlement. And two, these guys have decided to position for an attack on Namnetum. Now, that stinks because I can't get out there to defend it in one turn. So what we're going to do is run over here and hope they attack the army instead of the city. Because if they attack the army, I'm confident that we can at least do enough damage to keep them from taking the city. Even if we lose the army entirely, I'm confident we can damage them quite heavily. And that also leaves them open to a counterattack. Now, this army is really, really weak right now. So it might be a better idea to wait for a turn before attacking their city or settlement or whatever. Because I think if I attack the settlement and take it right now, that will guarantee that they attack my settlement instead of my army. Whereas if I leave them alone for another turn, they might go after the army instead, and then I can take out their settlement and they won't be strong enough to conquer any of the rest of my territory. So that is the play I'm going to go with over here. Whoa. Alright, well, I did not expect the balance of power to be so massively in favor of the Iceni. The Britannic warriors are a medium sword unit. I think they have 200 men? I'm not sure about that now. Oh, they're a light sword unit. I thought they were medium. Alright, so they have a bunch of light troops, and then 1 unit of decent cavalry. So my dogs will be very useful against the light troops. I think I could win, but I'm not sure I could win decisively. Whatever. Let's get in there and hope for the best. This could be a really, really stupid idea. They have 4 slingers and 1 bowman. They only have 3-4 solid melee infantry units, though. So as long as I don't get too surrounded and I try and take the brunt of the fight with my shield wall spearmen, I think I'll be okay. It's too bad they sallied out, because what I was just about to open my mouth to say is if they stay in the city, I could try and deploy between their garrison and their reinforcements and just wipe out the reinforcements right off the bat. As it stands, that's not going to be an option. Ooh, I forgot one of my units is... a baggage train. That could help out with morale, but I almost guarantee it's just going to get murdered. Well, I think the play here is get really aggressive, let the axemen take the... I could try and disrupt their formations with dogs right off the bat, because I don't think they can use javelins to hit the mountain dogs. Trying to make some tricky decisions here. Let's see. We don't have any missile units, so deploying in the fog was definitely the right idea. Okay, let's put our javelin units in the front so they can trade with the enemy javelins. We're going to take a lot of casualties, I would expect, because we're relatively lightly armored. I could sacrifice one of these units and have them in the front of everyone else. We'll keep it how it is. The sword masters we definitely need to put in work, so we'll keep them on the flank and we'll guard them with this infantry, and then we'll play the right flank a little bit heavy with the rest of our light infantry, but we'll keep them in tight formation. The main thing is I don't want to get surrounded. So the plan here is do a little bit of disrupting with the dogs. Okay, let's move everyone back. Do a little bit of disrupting with the dogs, and then... use the javelins to trade. Once the javelins have traded, we'll pull them back and have the spear wall engage the front line. and we'll just see how that strategy works out for us. Now, I probably should just rush these guys so that their reinforcements don't get to show up as fast.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Yeah, it should be directly behind them. Yeah, let's go ahead and run.
We hunger for blood and battle. Warriors, move out! Noble horse! Mounted death!
Have everyone move up nice and fast. The baggage train, I mean... Obviously it's not going to do any fighting, but it can provide a little bit of a morale buff. It's in loose formation, so there's a tiny potential that it could soak up a decent amount of their skirmish fire.
Warriors ready!
Alright, now what I want to do is get the dogs in there before any of their units can use their ammunition.
Ready for battle! Ride out! We'll kill them all!
I don't know how far the charge distance is with the dogs.
Take their head! Ready!
So we'll try and spread them across the front line, and then as soon as the handlers let the dogs loose, we'll have them fall back. They can kind of act as a reserve infantry unit. So yeah, the AI shouldn't use any of their missiles on the dogs. Oh, they can! Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate, because that's actually going to do a lot of damage. That's really weird that one of them attacked this dog unit, but the rest of them just kind of left it alone. Anyway, we'll let the dogs do their thing. Now that they're engaged,
Cavalry!
we can send up the infantry behind, and this is exactly what I was hoping the dogs would do. Take out some of their skirmishers, and then hopefully get involved with the front line, and keep them from using their javelins. I'm not as concerned about the actual slingers, because they'll do a lot of damage over time, but I think the battle will be over faster than that. I'm more concerned about the javelins. So we're getting a few kills here. I'm not really worried about the dogs getting kills. Dogs are very, very good at getting kills, but I'm not concerned about that right now. I just want to get my javelins out, and then get the spear wall engaged.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Go ahead and let our guys take this initial engagement, get a little bit of a charge, and then we'll fall back and let the shield wall do its thing. Didn't get a charge there, so this spear unit is going to get annihilated. Okay, we'll keep the spear wall. You know what, these three just line up here and get ready to take on the secondary army. Alright, so what we can do here is form a shield wall, attack, and then trade the units out. Yep, they're going after the baggage train, which is fine. This is not fine, though. Okay, let's draw the spears back and maybe have them help deal with the cavalry. We're trying to bring the general over to pin the cavalry down. Trying to get the shield wall to do the fighting. And pull the axes back because we're going to need them on the flanks. Alright, it's time for the sword masters to get out here.
The enemy general is
Enemy general is dead, that's good. They're on our flank here on the right side, so let's try and get our guys involved. Okay, we're actually winning pretty decisively over here, which is a little bit surprising. Definitely need to make sure the general does not take a charge. Okay, let's try and get some bracing here. I don't know if it'll do much, but it could help a little bit. Our shield walls are doing exactly what they need to. I don't know if they work like a phalanx as far as like pushing them forward and all of that goes. Alright, let's keep the remainder of the dog unit, the dog handlers, close by. Getting a little bit of a charge back here. We can send the sword masters over to help out. Try and form up over there. Okay, things are looking good.
one of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, we're chopping through them pretty quick, which is good to see. Looks like our shield walls are totally fine, nothing to worry about there. Honestly, that's not surprising. I'm tempted to take these guys out of shield wall. Matter of fact, let's do it. Okay, we're engaging a phalanx there. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know why I do know why the balance of power was so heavily in their favor. It's because they had a massive numerical advantage. But numbers only mean so much. Okay, let's have the cavalry start chasing down units. Where's the sword masters? Get over here. The other thing is, our dogs have been doing damage this whole time, so that's not good. They're archers hitting our general. It's not great for us. It's not the end of the world, though. Try and bring these axes out and around the side. We're trying to get the sword masters involved with that phalanx. But it looks like we're going to get the army losses before that even happens. Which is awesome. Alright, so let's chase down as much as we can. Alright, well, the balance of power was heavily in their favor on the campaign map, but we hardly even took any damage in that battle. I think the main thing that did it was how I used the dogs. It was maybe a little cheesy, but it's effective. So, I'll definitely keep that in mind for future battles. What is this man doing? Look at him go. The hero of Scotland. This man right here. Anyway, just finishing off chasing down a couple of their units where we can, and we'll go ahead and end the battle there. Decisive victory. Dogs didn't get a ton of kills. Well, that's not true. They got a lot of kills, but not as many as they could get if we didn't just run them into the front line. But what they did is disrupt the enemy formation and prevent them from using a lot of their skirmishing capability. and that let our guys get into the fight without taking damage, which was majorly helpful. Noble Swords absolutely crushing it. Swordmasters doing quite well for themselves. The shield walls, each of them getting 100+ kills except for that one unit, which, given how little damage they took, is pretty impressive. Yeah, I'm happy with how that battle went. I'm glad I didn't run away like a coward. That would have been embarrassing. I think the balance of power was so bad just because they had the numbers advantage on us. Alright, now this settlement... I'm not sure if it's in the same province as the walled settlement to our west here. Because if I remember right, the provinces are a little bit funny in France. Let's just go ahead and occupy it and hope that the population works in our favor. And it does not. Alright, well, that's too bad. And it was in a different province, so we could have looted it, but whatever. Alright, number one priority, get these temples built as soon as possible. The Iceni are all but defeated. Yeah, the provinces here are a little funny. It doesn't make sense to me to have these two be together and these two be together. What would have made more sense in my mind is have all of this be one province. But it is what it is. Or have these two together and these two together. Like, that just seems more logical, but whatever. Alright, so we don't need the cavalry recruitment in this settlement. We will need a temple, and we will need a way to support our troops, so let's get some food on the go. And in the west, we will have to wait and see what the enemy does. Alright, so we've got a whole bunch of money. We could expand Rattay, but I don't really see the purpose in doing that right now. We could get a little bit of extra income off of it, but I'm more concerned about public order at the moment, so we'll hold off for a little bit. What I'll probably do is expand Camalodunum and reconstruct our stables. Not going to spend any more money at Namnetum trying to upgrade the settlement because I'm not 100% sure we can defend against this army, just because they are all reasonably well armored and well disciplined, and our troops at the garrison just aren't going to be strong enough to win by themselves. So let's go through the end turn and see what happens. What I would like is a few turns of peace so I can stabilize, build up a treasury, and get some more elite armies. Because we're going to need a lot of manpower to take down the Arverni. Also, I'm a little bit confused why the Iceni didn't get destroyed. I know they had one unit of Germanic hunters escape, but since their general was killed and they don't have any more settlements and they don't have any more armies, I don't understand why the faction wasn't wiped out. Alright, well, oh happy day. Our allies have survived. Our enemies have not attacked. They've hired a ton of mercenaries here. That's a bit annoying. Alright, so what's happening over here is the Arverni are making a move on our settlements now, and we are a little bit overextended, so we definitely need to launch an attack now and deal with these other barbarians. Step 1 will be getting rid of these guys. Now the problem is, I think I might have to fight this manually, because I don't want to take a ton of casualties for no reason, and I don't really have the cavalry to deal with theirs. So I think if I auto-resolve this, I'll take fairly heavy losses. I mean, I could definitely do better than 84%, but we'll take it, and yeah, that doesn't look too bad.
I would walk to the other world.
Do the Iceni have another settlement? They're still not wiped out. What on earth? Where are they?
Gods of
I'm so confused. Where are the Iceni?
I am sure you have many pleasant.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so we got trade to our east, which also buys us a little bit of diplomatic immunity, which was very, very badly needed. Alright, Belgae Spear Warriors would be way more valuable than the light spear levies that we had or mercenaries that we had recruited, so we'll go ahead and pick up 1 unit of them. And then we'll try and let replenishment give us the upper hand over here, even though I don't know for sure that we will get any. Over here, we need to take out this city, take out this army, and then make sure the Arverni don't get through this road. So, step 1 is getting rid of this army. Now, this is going to be one hell of a fight, because they have a lot of killing power in these axemen. And we do not have a lot of killing power. We do have a lot of cavalry, though. Alright, well, it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm confident we can emerge victorious. We do have more javelins than them, because these 6 units of spears don't have any javelins, and our units do. I think, if I remember right, our guys have 300 men per unit, but I could be wrong. It's been a little while since I played this campaign. We'll wait and try and get better battle conditions. So what I'm hoping to do is win the cavalry fight quickly. Deploying these guys by themselves could be really, really dangerous, because if they get detected, they will definitely get wiped out by the enemy cav. Alright, so we do have 300 men per unit there. We want our axemen to take as little damage as possible on the initial engagement, because they are our damaging units and we need them to stay alive long enough to do damage. The archers aren't terribly important, so we can go ahead and throw them out front. Is it even worth deploying the ambushers over here, or would it be better to keep them over here? Or maybe even over here. See, I don't know. I don't usually use Vanguard deployment. Let's just go ahead. We'll play it a little bit safe and keep the ambushers on our lines, or with our lines. And then we'll start the battle.
We have no fear.
Now, I would expect them to advance just because... Well, I don't know if I'd really expect it, but I hope they'll advance on us. It looks like they're not going to. They're just going to take a defensive position. Yep, so we'll go ahead and just fast forward while the armies are posturing. I could get up here and try to maybe bait out a cavalry attack, but I think I'll just end up taking a bunch of javelins to the face, and I don't know if it would be worth it. What we can do is try and keep them disorganized by shifting our lines around a bunch.
Our hidden units have been discovered. Our hidden units have been discovered.
It's not quite what I wanted. Alright, do they have slingers or archers? I know they had one unit of archers, but are the rest of them slingers? Looks like they have a bunch of archers, so... Almost in position now.
Hidden units have been discovered.
Let's be a little bit cautious here. I don't really want to use my javelins on their cavalry. I would rather use it on their infantry, but it looks like we might not have much of a choice here.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
They have decided to ignore my cavalry, which is bad because it means they get behind me. Try and reform, that's going to be a painful charge. Alright, but we have pretty much obliterated a couple of their units already. Some of their archers are going down pretty fast as well. Alright, time to move the axemen up. We definitely need to get as much of a charge bonus as possible. Whoa, archers! Ooh, I forgot to put them on guard mode, that's bad. Alright, we've dealt with their cavalry for the most part. Didn't get anything like a charge bonus over here. We're not getting a charge bonus across the front line either. Alright, well, for how we needed this battle to go, we are not doing a particularly good job of it. Try and get a charge in here just to disrupt them. Our axemen need to get involved. Our front line is going to get smashed really, really fast.
Our general is under attack.
Okay, we got a nice charge. Now let's get in there with the reinforcements. Cavalry have one on the flank. Okay, we don't need two axe units attacking right here, so let's pull them back. Try and have the bowmen focus on light units instead of heavy units.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, so we've got one route on this flank. Their general is a melee unit. Our front line's actually holding up a lot better than I thought they would. Alright, so we're smashing through them on the right flank. Our center is where we're going to see a little bit of damage. No, don't charge in there. That's not enough room to actually take advantage of the charge. Alright, this spear unit is starting to struggle a little bit, so let's try and bring some reinforcements back over there. Let the ambushers chase down what they can. We'll have the cavalry charge their general over there just to try and pin him down. I'm a little bit hesitant to send in my general for a charge right here, just because they have spear units loose that could cause some problems. Let's go ahead and get that rear charge now. Let the general pull back now that there's spear units involved. Okay, so we've got 3 spears attacking one of their axemen. We should be able to win that. Try and keep some of the cavalry free so they can chase down routing enemies. Alright, our spears are holding out really, really well. I was not expecting them to do so well. Send the general up here just to help deal with that unit because the cavalry is struggling. Alright, it's quite chaotic and messy, but it looks like we are going to come out on top in fairly decisive fashion.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, it's a good thing I sent the general over here because this cav was actually going to lose to the archers. This cavalry is probably losing, so let's pull them out. On the plus side, it means the axemen should be doing just fine. Send some axemen in on the flank, try and pull the cavalry out. Okay, 1 unit of cavalry can chase them down. This unit of cavalry will chase these guys. And that should be their army wiped out. Up next will be their settlement.
The enemy general is dead.
Alright, enemy general's dead. This unit of axes just got wiped out. These guys are pretty much gone, so that's the battle. I'm really, really surprised their axemen had as hard of a time as they did killing our spear units. I thought our spears would die a lot faster than they did. Well, a nice and tidy battle. The cavalry wasn't I wasn't quite as careful with them as I would have liked to have been. But we did what we needed to ransom the captives just because we need the money. And then let's move up to the border. Because what I think I will do is I'll need to take this settlement and defend it from a potential attack from the south. So I'll have this army in position. I'll take the settlement with these guys and then have them go back up north to help out. So, for the army itself, we have gained some additional leveling up. We need our armies to be mobile, so I'll go with the extra campaign map movement range. Extra income from looting is also really nice. I think we're safe enough that we can patrol here to help out the public order a little bit as well. And then this army, I would love to stick around and... I'd love to stick around and get some more replenishment, especially for these sword masters. But we have the opportunity now. We need to take the opportunity to wipe out this faction. Should be very similar to the last battle. What I'm going to do is send the spear levies that we recruited over the end turn, or maybe not last turn, but 2 turns ago. We'll send these guys up to the front, let them tank a lot of the damage, because I don't want to keep them in the army. They were just a filler unit. So we'll run them forward, let them take all of the damage, and then go from there. This time, let's actually put the slingers on guard mode. That caused a little bit of a fiasco last time. They don't have any cavalry, so I guess it doesn't really matter if I put my spears to either flank. I'll probably just keep the sword masters out of the fighting entirely. I don't want them to take any damage, and they're not really needed for this battle.
Heavy cavalry, scouts, light horse.
We could also send in these mercenary scout riders, because I don't really care about their lives either. It'd be cool if I could get the ambushers, like, right behind them, but for balancing purposes, that would be really overpowered. Alright, well, let's get in there.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Interestingly, the reinforcements are coming from directly behind me. Do they have ammo? They do have a javelin. I was thinking about sending just my sword masters and my general back to kill them. We can let the ambushers kill them. We'll have the ambushers, the sword masters, and the general kill that enemy general. They'll chop their way through my ambushers really fast, but we'll let the sword masters and the cavalry do the damage. And that should be more than enough.
Scout riders.
They are running, so we'll just go ahead and let them keep running, tire themselves out.
Noble horse. Forward.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Noble horse. Melee warriors.
Go ahead and give the attack order now, just to make sure it actually goes through. And I don't mess up my micro, because it looks like my timing is going to be such that I'm going to have to miss the orders on one side or the other. Matter of fact, let's just have you guys stop right there.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Need to keep the sword masters far enough away that they can't get hit by javelins. Same with the general.
Ancestors honor us.
Ideally, we wouldn't have taken any of the javelins.
Slingers. Warriors ready. riders!
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Elite cavalry! Sword masters! Noble horse!
Our ambushers are actually doing remarkably well. Holy cow.
General is under attack.
I was not expecting that to go as well as it did. Alright, so things are going fine on the front. We don't want to just waste these spear units entirely, so we'll go ahead and let them charge.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Our left flank has used their javelins, so we'll have them go ahead and go get involved now.
Ex-warriors! Scrappers ready! You have our spears! Spears! Light horse!
Send one of these units of cavalry in to disrupt the enemy. I'm a big fan of the word disrupt today. Go ahead and have our missiles target their general.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Again, this unit is kind of just a sacrificial one. Don't really care too much about what happens to them. That being said, they're actually doing pretty well for themselves. Having our archers target their general is probably not going to be super effective use of our ammo, but whatever. Just go ahead and let the light horse keep doing their thing. Okay, we do have a little bit of a problem here in the center. We have 4 units of swords against 2 units of axes and a light spear, a light spear that's already basically defeated. Have that unit wait until these shattered units get out of the way. And once they're out of the way, we can give the charge order. Try and get the general up and let him use his abilities. These swordmasters keeping up with the ambushers is pretty impressive.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Get the general formed up for a charge. Get the cavalry out and around for the same reason, of course.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Let the general pull out. Let the cavalry pull out after the charge. Got a couple of units of skirmishers down here we ought to send our guys after. We use the reserve infantry to screen the retreat of our cavalry. And there's the army losses. It's also possible that since their units, I don't think their units are disciplined. I think because one of their generals died, they might have taken a morale penalty. We don't need to run them down because it's just a garrison battle, so we'll just end it. Yeah, the ambushers and the swordmasters and the general wiping out that reinforcing general was pretty hilarious to me. I was amazed at how fast that unit routed. I don't even think our levy spearmen routed that whole time either. Alright, well, that's the... Oh, you know what? Do we already have a level 3 barracks? I don't know. Let's go ahead and just occupy this settlement. So we do already have the level 3 barracks. What we could do... you know what? It provides a decent amount of help for the garrison, and I'd rather not have any navies be able to take this settlement. So we'll leave it up in Namnatum and deconstruct the one down here.
Ready for orders.
Get these guys a little bit further forward.
For the tribe.
Now, what we can do is, actually, we won't have the population to do much recruiting, but we can pick up some more of these Gallic swordsmen. We could get some cavalry, which would be really nice. We could also get spearmen. Alright, so we have some decent recruitment options now. Let's go ahead and take advantage of them. Okay, the mercenary cav died. We'll go ahead and leave these mercenaries in for now. We'll pick up some more light cav. And some swordsmen.
Thirsty for battle.
Now, over here, definitely don't want to keep that much mercenary cav, so we'll just merge them up and disband them. It won't take terribly long for this unit to recover. But since this is going to be a siege army,
For orders.
I actually really don't need cavalry at all. Having a general's unit for a siege army is usually good enough. Of course, that said, I don't really have any siege equipment, but whatever. So what we'll do is we'll swap out a lot of the aggressive units from the Woad warriors and hand them over to the Will of Andraste. How much recruitment is available in this province?
Fight for us.
Okay, one more unit. We'll pick up one more unit while we're here.
Thirsty for battle.
So we'll end up having more spears over here and more axes and swords over here, hopefully.
For the tribe.
While we're going up against barbarians, reduced morale for enemies could be really, really useful. And then we'll also just get the campaign map movement range. In the north, we are still recruiting. And we've actually picked up a lot of money from our battles this turn, so we'll probably try and spend that on our economy. I don't care about improving our navy at all right now. We need to work on public order and loyalty, so is there anything here? Cultural conversion would be good, so we'll probably go with that. And then we'll probably start working towards large defenses next. Alright, as far as economic spending, we definitely need about as much food as we can get. But we can't afford to upgrade that. We'll focus on the public order for now. We can't be dealing with rebellions. We're still waiting for the population growth there. And down here, what can we get? Let's go with the money. We need enough money to support many armies as we move further south. Alright, as far as diplomacy, we have managed to secure a trade agreement. They're not quite ready for non-aggression with us, but that's okay. Eventually I would like to get trade up here because they have copper, and I want copper. In the south, things look alright. How are things looking over here? Not great, to be honest with you. Alright, so we are going to struggle with these guys. They are aggressive and treacherous. I wouldn't be too surprised if they decide to attack us soon. Oh, that's why the Iceni are still alive. I forgot about their fleet. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Irish are planning an attack. But we will hope for the best and keep working with what we've got down here, because we've taken a lot of ground, but it's going to take all of our armies to hold that ground. And if we only send one army back, then it's just not going to be enough to take down the Irish, so we'll have to keep waiting for a little bit with them while our economy becomes more powerful. Public order overall is pretty terrible across the board, but we're safe from any rebellions, at least for the time being. Loyalty looks fine. We have the children of the royal family nearly ready to come of age. At least 2 of them are getting close. 1 of them is still quite far away. But anyway, things are going quite well. Had a really busy episode today, a lot of battles, and we managed to capture 2 more settlements, almost entirely eliminate the Iceni, and destroy this small tribe to our immediate south. And now we're ready to hopefully start making a push on the Arverni. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. As always, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.